Let's turn our attention, though, outside of the Premier League, because we now have what is looking like some legitimate news around Messi maybe coming back to Barcelona. I mean, the rumors haven't stopped, right? Since he left, since he pulled out a PSG jersey, there's been talks, there's been rumors about if and when 2023, will he come back? But now we're starting to see Yuste has made contact. Xavi has come out and said that he talks to Messi all the time. We're starting to see some wheels turning. So we could talk about will he, won't he, in terms of Messi returning to Barcelona. But I'm more curious about if he does, what does that do for the progress that Barcelona has made in terms of bringing up some of these young players? How will Barcelona line up, fitting in a Lionel Messi who prefers to play on the right side when Barcelona already have Dembele, Rafinha, Ferran Torres, who prefer that right wing? So what happens if Lionel Messi comes back? That's what I'm curious about. Pablo, what do you think?
I'm skeptical about turning on my mic. There might be one more round of these beeps, so if it comes on, I apologise. Yeah, I like that angle because I think the return is getting incredibly closer. I was always someone who was a bit skeptical about whether it will happen or not, and maybe we can. There we go.
There it is, BUGA. Why don't we get your thoughts?
It stopped. I think.
Okay, good. All right, go ahead.
I mean, like I say, I didn't know whether it was going to happen or not. Now it's actually looking incredibly likely, and I think it's unbelievable, actually, the amount of progress that's being made in it. But Barca themselves should be asking that question as to whether this is something we should actually be doing. I think the thing is, I don't think it's a question that they will be asking, and there we go. That should be that. Because I'm almost certain Laporta and Xavi are just set on, if we can do it, we're going to do it. But the question has to be asked, where will Messi play? We've heard he'll play as the fourth midfielder in the 4-4-2.
That's what I think.
That could work, but surely if we're playing the 4-4-2, the most advanced midfielder is on the left, no? So we either have like Busquets, De Jong, and like Xavi, and then like Pedri on the left, or Busquets, De Jong, Pedri, and Xavi on the left. Messi can't go on the left, no, because it's always like Dembele or Rafinha plus Lewandowski, right? So Messi as the fourth midfielder really would kind of be in the Lewandowski and Dembele zone, but Lewandowski and Dembele would still be on the pitch, so you kind of have like that with the other three. So I wonder how it would work on the pitch, and I wonder how much emphasis Messi would have on the pitch. Would it all be, Messi's Barcelona again? Get the ball to Messi. We're in trouble, get it to Messi. Things going wrong, get it to Messi. Messi. Cutbacks to Messi. Everyone plays for Messi. No one has their own individual style anymore. That'll be a question. I do think he'd have to buy in, I think, to the pressing a bit, but
that would be so wrong. If Barcelona start doing that, it would be so wrong. Because I think even this Messi is a little bit different. I think this Messi that we see now at the final stage of his career is just like, you know what? I'm the best freaking player in history. When I want to show up, I'm going to show up. I think that's kind of the mentality right now of him. Like, that's not a bad thing to do. If you have a great team that can play for maybe 90 minutes at the best of levels, and then you have this player on top of it that at one moment can bam, create like a wall and then like take out a defender and then score a golazo. That's fine with me. The thing is that bringing Messi back, and like we were talking about it when Pablo was being a bit more tactical, it shifts us entirely what this team has been building. But particularly in one area of the field, and that would be attack, where I think this Barcelona team is maybe lacking the most. I think in attack is where this team still can try different things, because the extra midfielder doesn't really sit, in my opinion, well with me. One thing that would happen, though, is that Messi doesn't have that kind of idea to constantly overlap through outside. He does never do that. He always cuts inside. Then we would need a proper right back because to be able to overlap. It shifts his entire mentality because we normally have Koundé that tucks inside and then Valde moves further forward. And then Dembele just has that ability to overlap. So with Messi coming in, Dembele will have to go to the left and then Valde wouldn't be able to attack as much. Yeah. And then our right wing will be just like static because there will be no constant width through that side. So there's a lot of things that just bringing Messi back could shift. The other thing would be, I guess, Messi could play a little bit more centrally like a center forward, but then what happens with Lewandowski? That's another idea, maybe. Maybe Lewandowski plays as an extra midfield. Maybe Lewandowski on the left. It reminds me like I had this same, I don't know about you guys, but this same dilemma when Suarez came in. Remember that Suarez started playing right wing?
Yeah.
And then we had to swap.
Yeah.
It reminds me something like that.
I'm very concerned about the changes we would need to make to fit in Lionel Messi. Because what you all said, he is going to play either centrally or on the right-hand side. He doesn't play on the left. And I know there's been some talks about him playing as like a right interior. No, Messi's not going to be a box-to-box midfielder. He's not going to be in a position where he's going to be asked to play any sort of defensive football. Yeah. So if I'm looking at here's what I want to bring up. Yeah. I'm scared that we're going to go back to a 2018 style Barcelona when it was Messi and Suarez up top and we had no pace. We had midfielders behind them, but we had no pace, no counterattack threat. And that's what led to Liverpool. That's what led to Roma before that. It's been, and Bayern, all the biggest defeats have been because Barcelona have lacked pace up top. When you look at the second leg against Liverpool, there was no Dembele, and that was the difference. Liverpool could press as high as they wanted, knowing that Suarez and Messi are not going to beat them in behind. Yeah. If we make changes with Lionel Messi coming back, and it's something like Lewandowski with Messi on the right and Xavi playing that left attacking mid, we're in the same situation. There's no pace for us to threaten with, and we're just going to get high pressed to death. So I think for me, you have to figure out a way to keep either Rafinha or Dembele on the pitch if you're going to have Lewandowski and Messi. So you'd have to get pretty creative. Maybe it's a 3-back situation and you put Balde wide left and you have Dembele wide right. That gives you pace on the wings. You could have Lewandowski at striker, Messi maybe playing underneath him, drifting a little bit to that right-hand side. Mm-hmm. So that gives us Balde, Dembele, Lewandowski, Messi. You have what? Busquets and De Jong.
One of Busquets, Pedri, Gavi, and De Jong would be the one that needs to miss out on that one. Yeah. Which ideally, in my eyes, is, I guess, the right move at the end of the day, because I always thought Busquets was going to leave this season, but it also feels like he's going to stay, right?
Yeah.
I
mean, they could do that, and then it can shift, obviously. You know, Koundé can kind of come over to the right, Balde can come deeper.
Yeah.
That's the one that I think could work. Yep.
Here's my next question. Dembele will be entering the last year of his contract come next season. If Lionel Messi returns to Barcelona, do you think Dembele stays? If I'm Dembele, I've been waiting for my moment for Barcelona. It seemed like this year was finally it. I finally, up until this most recent injury, gotten over those injury woes, proven myself to this fan base after the contract drama. But now he picks up another injury. He's been out for some time. Rafinha has stepped up. Yeah. Lionel Messi might be coming back. If I'm Dembele, I might be going, you know what? Forget it. If you guys aren't going to invest in me now, if you're still looking at bringing back Lionel Messi, who's going to cut into my playing time, then maybe this isn't the place for me.
Yeah. Well, that's a fair point to make, but Barcelona cannot go away from the wingers. The wingers was what we never had with Suarez and Messi, like you said, John. Even when Messi was so good, we never had the natural width on the wings. And it was one of the key principles that Xavi from Qatar, from all of what he heard from Pep, was that he wanted to bring back. You know, we see how Man City play, that's so wide, and that's how Barca have been playing as well. We cannot go away from it.
Mm-hmm.
But it becomes an issue though. If Messi is playing in that kind of, you know, right striker role, you can't have you can't have Messi, Dembele, Lewandowski all kind of on top of each other on the right in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would need to be balanced in some way. If you could have Lewandowski central, Messi as a right attacking mid, and Dembele wide right. but you're so shifted over to that side. It's not going to be a traditional formation if Lionel Messi comes back. I think we can say that confidently.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who? The other question is how because this changes quite a lot. For how long will Messi return to Barcelona? What will be the contract? Because that's the thing. If it's like a last dance 1 year thing, it's like, let's freaking make it work. Let's try to win as many titles as we can. Let's just do whatever we can to make it work. Some player is going to miss out on the starting lineup. I don't know. That's one sort of. But if the idea is Messi coming back for like 2 years or something like that, 3 years, it will be like, does he really needs to be the starter that he once was? I mean, a starter, he could be like two players could have like, Messi can have 55% of the season, 60% of the season, and the other has 40 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
that is a fair point. Like Messi doesn't need to play every week and multiple times a week. That is a fair point. Like we could
Messi
use him for the big matches.
Elche away, like how we did the other day.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing. Yeah. Like if he wants to play, sure,
Yeah.
I agree.
That's a fair point.
I just think once he's back, we know what Xavi's going to do now.
I don't think Xavi will be.
Messi's not going to be on that bench. I'll tell you that for free.
I don't think Xavi will
exclusive
suck Messi off as much as we think he will.
Okay,
that's my prediction.
Know.
That's my prediction. I think. I don't know. I think that's what my idea. That's what I feel. I feel am I wrong? As I speak, I feel I'm more wrong.
I mean, look. He might rotate him, but probably only as much as he rotates Lewandowski now. I think if he's playing 34, 35-year-old Lewandowski, he's going to play 35, 36-year-old Messi. It's going to happen. Bringing Messi back is such an odd one. It's something I want so much sentimentally. I can't help when I see the tweets. I love it.
Messi is
thinking rationally. It's a bit like bringing back like an ex, isn't it? Like you can't help it. But then there is something deep down that makes you think that this is the wrong decision, isn't there? Like we've made all this progress. We're just going to go back to it because we want that feeling again.
It's almost like it would be better if Messi didn't want to come back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the fact that we knew we messed up letting him go.
Yeah.
And even though we've moved on, there's that part of us that wants that fairy tale ending.
Yeah.
You know, but the problem is you gotta potentially ruin the story that you've been working on to go back to that fairy tale ending.
It's tough. He was a very good ex. But
very good ex. Yeah, he'll always be the what if for us, you know.
The thing is that like I don't think only just Barcelona fans want this. Like I think the entire world of football is like what they need.
Yeah.
Messi at PSG doesn't really make sense. And it's already been 2 years, but it's still like you still be thinking like what if what can happen?
Yeah.
Messi bringing back to Barcelona and winning the Champions League, that's like just ends the football right there. The sport ends. So I don't know. I'm like you guys. I feel like if Lewandowski wasn't in this team, that would be way more easier because he could just play center forward and that's it.
Sure. I'd be with you on that. Yeah. And maybe that's the answer. I know Lewandowski is a
what if Messi
machine, but
it's like the Aubameyang that we want, you know, like the backup to Lewandowski.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like with Lewandowski turning 36 next year, right? There's Lewandowski and Ibrahimovic, and then there's regular humans. So he can play as long as he wants. But you have Messi, you have Lewandowski, you rotate the two. Sometimes they're on the pitch together, but that's not the go-to formation. I could see that working out. That might be the simple solution that we're overlooking, is that we've got two 35-plus-year-old center forward attacking players. Why not just rotate those two? That could be it.
I feel like it gives Barcelona the chance to be way more have way more variety in their tactics. Like we have seen certain occasions where like it's Frankie Kessie like a double pivot, and it works really good because there's like a attacking player in front of them, be Pedri. This could be like Messi. Yeah. Like you can have Lewandowski, then Messi behind him, Frankie and Kessie double pivot, Dembele on the right, and then on the left have a Xavi, and it makes sense. It works, you know. Yeah. It's just you need to be able to build. Right now, I feel this Barcelona team has the right pieces to make any situation work, but it's only if Xavi has the balls to drop a player to make that work. Like a Pedri wouldn't precisely work on that like 4-2-3-1, but then if you want to play like 4-3-3, you have to drop one of Messi, Lewandowski, and he needs to have the balls to be able to make those decisions. But if every player understands that, I feel it would work out. Because I can do it in my FIFA career mode. I can drop when I care, when I want.
Maybe this is it. Maybe this is the move, right? Xavi addresses the group. He says, "Hey, Lionel Messi is coming back. We are doing a last run for this season. We're going to prioritize Lionel Messi. We're going to prioritize winning every trophy we can. Some of you are going to sacrifice playing time for this season to make that happen. Come next season, we are right back to building from the ground up. Lionel Messi will ride off into the sunset. We'll be right back where we were. Rafinha and Dembele can fight it out for the right wing, so on and so forth." I think if he frames this as a last run that, will be a shift, but not a permanent shift, I think he can make it happen.